remember, coming together. So our assembling for worship is tied in with memory. We'll come to that in a moment. The assembly doesn't become one simply by gathering. A common purpose unites the people, but it's also how they interact and recognize each other and claim a stake in the assembly. All of that strengthens and develops their oneness. Unity is the vine and the branches. That image illustrates for us the unique linkage between ourselves and Jesus. But it's similar to us because we are the body of Christ. Such a unity requires a life force, similar to that which binds a family together. Don't think of the assembly as a congregation. It often has been translated, we speak of the congregation, but a congregation can be just a coming together, a gathering of people, of individuals. Assembly is more than that. I'm suggesting that the assembly is a minister. A minister. While it does imply, an assembly, a coming together, implies some order and some management. And interestingly enough, although we're not on this topic, but the sacrament of holy orders is precisely for that, to order the people of God, not order them about. I became a priest when they stopped doing that. I was most upset, most disappointed. But to order, the liturgy provides both ritualizing the gathering, ritualizes the gathering, and it enables many individuals to celebrate and worship in union with one another. So the liturgy is an ordering process. So the assembly doesn't become one simply by gathering. The common purpose unites the people, but it's also how they interact. Keep that in mind. Congregation tends to be more passive, unresponsive, static. It is the recipient of ministry. And if you are at Mass to be served, to receive, then you're not really doing what the assembly is called to do. The assembly, the liturgy is an action of the assembly. Active, conscious, full participation, as Lorraine mentioned at the beginning, words that have come to us from the Second Vatican Council, calling precisely for this kind of reform, that we would break away from thinking my salvation is between me and God, and recognizing that my salvation comes with you and through you. And together we are the people of God, journeying towards God. We don't approach God, the Council tells us, as individuals, but only insofar as we belong to a people, this gathered community. Ministers of word and sacrament, music and hospitality are called to do what God is always doing, to bring people out of Egypt. Think of your role. That's what you're called to do as a minister. Whatever your ministry, drawing people out of Egypt. Essentially, your ministry is an exercise in service, serving God's people, of which you are a part, and I am. The manner of your service, then, your bearing, your preparation, your approach to people. All this will affect the quality of service given and observed. Within the liturgy, ministries are key elements in bringing about a sense of community and in enabling the memorial to be truly effective. So ministers draw people into service. You lead people to the freedom of the children of God out of Egypt. Ministers are responsible for quality, and they make the memory effective. When ministers minister, well, think of the Hebrews in Egypt as nobodies. That's what they were. They were stateless. In freedom, they became somebodies. Our liturgical ministries are crucial threads in weaving together the people of God. So think of it this way. When ministers minister, if people feel welcome, they will feel that they belong. Somebody. If people hear the readings clearly, presented in a way that helps their understanding of the word, they will feel respected. If people are served at the table of the Lord as honored guests, they will feel affirmed. And if people are encouraged to sing and participate instead of being an audience, they will feel they are contributing and helping to create the celebration. People know that they are no longer in Egypt when they enter an atmosphere that is welcoming but not smothering. An atmosphere that is free of unnecessary constraints. An atmosphere that is accepting and tolerant, and where there is evident gratefulness for the gift of each other, and where they feel at home. And that is what good liturgy can achieve.